Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, it's Dave, and I'm making this video to talk about the million cell phone cases that I bought off of Amazon for the iPhone 12 Pro Max. This is my producer, Mocha. So I was originally going to make a video that had all the cases and I was going to run through all of them, and then I decided that no one wanted to sit there and listen to me talk about cell phone cases that were all black for an hour. So I narrowed it down to, I guess, what my top 4 recommendations would be, and I'll also show you which one I think I'm going to go with for now. These are arranged from least expensive to most expensive, and I think that they're all good for different reasons. If you want to kind of, get a sneak peek, this is the one that I think I'm keeping. But I'll get to it. So the categories I'm going to talk about for each case are going to be holdability / bulkiness, because I think they kind of tie together. What I think the level of protection they provide is, and I say what I think it is because I'm not going to drop my cell phone. I don't have that kind of money to just be destroying iPhones. What I think of the looks of each case, even though they are all the same color, they're a little bit different. And what I think of the packaging. So to start, we have the Ringkey Air S. A lot of these Amazon cases have really dumb names that don't make any sense, and also have really weird English on them. So this one is $9.99, comes in 3 colors. All the cases you're going to see are going to be in black, except for 2 that didn't have a black option, so I got the gray one instead. But this is super standard case, relatively thin, kinda rubber-ish feeling. It's got pretty good grip. As far as, holdability, I'm thinking about all this from the perspective of I have baby-sized hands. This one's pretty good, pretty good. Grip is good, slides in and out of the pocket pretty easily. Don't have any problems with that. I wouldn't say it's going to provide a ton of protection. Probably don't drop it. Protection isn't super important to me because I just not prone to dropping my phone very often. It's maybe happened 3 times in the last 10 years. As far as the looks, really standard. This is probably about as basic of a black cell phone case as you can get. One thing I don't like about the finish on this one though is it's a little bit shiny and it's really prone to showing things like grease and some smudging on it, so something to keep in mind. It's got a slightly raised lip all the way around the phone, particularly in the 4 corners where it's more raised than the rest, but along the sides you've still got a little bit of a lip over the screen of the phone. Not very much though, so I'd suggest getting a screen protector, but I recommend that for every single phone case anyways. And this also, being the least expensive one of the bunch, has the most basic packaging. It's in this, hair to open plastic bag and has a little pamphlet inside that doesn't tell you anything about the cell phone case, but as an advertisement for a watch, AirPods case, and a bunch of other random stuff, just in case you want to buy more stuff from them, I guess. I completely missed the bag. Alright, there we go. So the next one, and this is the one I think I'm going to go with, I've had a case from them for the last 3 iPhones I've had, I think. This is from Smartish. It's called the Kung Fu Grip in black. It comes in 6 colors total, so there's 5 others. Ooh, almost dropped my phone. It's $14.99. And I really like it because for me, grip is a really important part of a phone case because I've got really small hands and a lot of those silky touch cases just don't work for me. They slide around too easily, even if I'm using a pop socket, which I also use on every single phone case. I would say that as far as holdability, it's probably among the best that I've tested, and I don't have any problems putting it in and out of my pocket, even though it's got kind of this textured edge all the way around to help with grip. As far as perceived protection, I have dropped a Smartish case and the phone was perfectly fine. The screen protector cracked that I had on it, but otherwise the phone was completely fine. And for the packaging, pretty basic, but cardboard box. I think they've got this kind of clever thing on the back, ties together all the branding. That is this lift tab that you pull to open the thing and pull the case out. Kind of, open sesame on the back label, sort of ties together that whole Asian theme, I guess. I think that's what they're going for. I could be wrong, I don't know. And as far as looks, I wish, and I wish this about every single cell phone case, though I understand why they do it, I wish it didn't have the branding on the back. But it's, on this case, pretty small. It's, not super in your face, so I think it's fine. It's got a pretty evenly raised edge all the way around the case. It's not big, but I think if it were to lay face down on a desk, it would help protect your phone screen from micro scratches, things like that, especially if you don't have a screen protector on the phone. And then next we have the ESR leather case. Doesn't have any fancy name, it's just their premium leather case. I don't actually know if it's real leather. Feels like it. I gave it the sniff test. It didn't smell like leather, but who knows. This would be my leather case recommendation if you don't want to spring for the Apple case. At least out of the bunch of cases I got, there are a number of other leather case options that I think are nice, but at that point you're spending about as much money as you would on the Apple leather one, so if you're already at that price point, then you've got plenty to choose from. This one's $25.99, so it's the third most expensive case on the list, and it honestly shares a lot of similarities with the Apple version. The buttons on the sides are, I think, machined aluminum. They look like machined aluminum. They might not be. They could be really cleverly disguised plastic, but they feel nice. They've got good tactile response. The case has reasonably good grip. It's not very thick, and it slides in and out of the pocket pretty easily. I wouldn't expect this case to give you a whole lot of protection, from draps. That's what we're going with. We don't want to drap our phones. As far as protection goes, I wouldn't expect this to protect your phone against anything crazy. It's a, fairly basic leather wrapped cell phone case. But as far as, everyday use, scratches, I think that this is more than enough. The inside is lined with this microfiber kind of suede feeling material. So if you're into that, it's got it. As far as packaging goes, all of ESR's cases that I'm aware of, because I also have another one over there that did not make this list, they all come in the same standardized, cardboard box with their branding on it. Nothing super interesting on the inside. I would say at this price point, it's fine. I will say as far as the packaging goes for all these, personally, I prefer less packaging just so that there's less waste. Unless you have something like cardboard that's either compostable or recyclable. Because for example, I don't know if this packaging is recyclable. So even though it's got, I guess technically the least packaging, if it's not recyclable, it might have almost the most waste, except for maybe this next one. For the next case, we have the EvuTech Ergo. It comes in 4 colors total. This one, black, it's $29.99. But even though it's the most expensive one on the list, it does come with this magnetic car vent mount. So this has magnetic plates built into the back, and if you needed a car mount, it comes with one, so I think for the price, that's a pretty good deal. As far as pocketability and holdability, it, just like all the others, honestly, they all don't really have any issue sliding in and out of the pocket, and they're all relatively slim. This is probably, out of the ones here, the second bulkiest. I actually think this one might feel the bulkiest out of all of them, but this one, as far as holdability, it provides a different kind of grip. So the sides are rubberized, which is good. I don't really like slick sides, just like I don't like the, silky touch or soft touch phone cases because I think they're too slick. This has kind of a canvas nylon material. I think this is actually a ballistic nylon is what they advertise this as. So the grip is pretty good, although as a pop socket user, I don't think that this would attach as securely to the back of this case as it would to any of these others. I actually think the pop socket would attach to this one the most poorly because it's got the most kind of like micro ridges and texture. As far as protection goes, I think that this is going to provide probably the second most amount of protection out of these 4. I think this will, being the bulkiest, also give you the most protection. But I think that, against fairly close to the ground drops, maybe like off of a table this height, I think this is about 2.5, 3 feet off the ground. Your phone should be fine. Don't hold me to that. Don't hold me to any of my protection guides because I haven't drop tested any of these cases. Not going to. Unless you want me to drop test your phone in one of these cases. I might do that. For looks, I think this is the most interesting looking case out of these 4. There's the most contrast between the sides of the case and the back. I don't think I've ever seen another case that used ballistic nylon as the back of the case. So I actually kind of like it, but because the pop socket I don't think will stay attached long-term as securely to the back of this case, I'm probably not going to end up keeping this one. So as far as packaging goes, this definitely has the biggest box out of the bunch. It also has a plastic shell on the inside that holds the phone case and the vent mount, which comes in 2 pieces when you first get it. It does feel the nicest to unbox, but I think that the box and all the packaging inside is a little bit larger than it needs to be. But I know that there are people out there who, care about that unboxing experience, so take that for what you will. So out of these 4 cases, the one that my phone's currently in, and the one that I think I'm probably going to keep is the Smartish Kung Fu Grip. You know, I've had the last 3 generations of cases for iPhones, and the grip on the sides feels good, the amount of protection feels adequate in case I do accidentally drop the phone, and it's worked with every screen protector I've tried, which is also important because I don't normally use the kinds of screen protectors that have the notch cutout for iPhones. I prefer ones that cover the entire screen so you don't necessarily see that there's a screen protector on the phone to begin with. So these are the 12 cases I'm not going to be keeping, and I'm just going to run through each of them one by one. This one's from a Lago. The color in person doesn't quite seem to match what I saw in the photos. It looked a little bit darker when I was looking at the pictures of it. And the texture on the back, a little bit more rigid, feels a little bit more strange than I was expecting it to. This one's from Urban Armor. The grippiness of this case is actually really, really nice. I really like that. But again, the color doesn't quite seem to match what I saw in the photos. And the dot pattern in person looks kind of weird. Not really about it. This one's from Mayfigno. The material's actually okay, but again, it has those gaps in the buttons that I don't really like, and it's like halfway to a smooth or soft touch, so it's a little bit more slippery than I'd like it to be. This one's probably the most interesting out of all the cases I ordered in concept. It's from Wing Cases, and so it's got this material on the back that is designed to stick to glass and other smooth, I guess, non-porous surfaces. And then I remembered that I use a pop socket and felt kind of dumb. But I did test it out. It works okay. Not sure that I would actually trust it to hold my phone without ever falling. This one from Caseology is the dual grip. It does have these textured sides where I would expect most people would hold their phone case, and I think it feels really nice. I wish that the grippiness on the sides was just what the whole case was made out of. The other thing I didn't like about this is that it doesn't meet in any of the corners. I don't understand why cases are designed that way. Just, you've already got the entire case, why are you just making the corners open? We have this one from Ranvu. This one is definitely one of those smooth touch type of materials. It also has the bottom corners open, didn't like that. And even though it's a smooth touch, the case feels kind of brittle. It does come with screen protectors, so there's that. OtterBox Symmetry, I think it's overpriced. It's also bulkier than I want it to be. Maybe if you want slightly more protection for your phone, this would be a good choice. ESR case. This is their soft case. It's definitely one of those silicone-y, Apple silicone-esque type cases. Too slippery for me, no thanks. EasyAct. I actually like the idea of this one. It also covers all of the camera section except for the lenses and where the LiDAR and flash and all that go. Material is good. The cutouts for the camera don't quite line up, and I noticed that when I put it on, it was affecting the autofocus of the cameras. OtterBox Prefix. So this one, kind of weird situation. You saw the box the other OtterBox came in, which is what most of their packaging looks like. This is how this one shipped. It was literally a cardboard insert in a plastic bag. It was sketchy enough that I'm not even sure if this is like a bootleg OtterBox or not, because I went on their website and couldn't find the prefix listed for the 12 Pro Max. Maybe it's just that it's so new that it hasn't been listed yet. I don't know. But I think for the amount of protection it provides, it's not worth the money. This one's from Kimmy. This one has a faux leather back and soft rubberized sides. I like the case on the whole, but it's one of those cases that has like that weird motivational phrase on the back that I didn't really want. Otherwise, I think it's all right. And then last but not least, we have the Case Coupe. So this one is, I think, actually the slipperiest out of all the cases I've tested so far. And it also has the open corner bottoms that I'm not a fan of, and it has the gaps where the buttons are. So it's already got 3 things going against it. It does come with this kind of neat folding, phone stand. So if you're really into that, maybe you can pick this one up. So that's all the cases I've received so far. There were a couple that I originally thought I was going to be able to include, but they sent me the cases for the 11 Pro Max instead of 12, so that's not going to work out. Anyways, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys next time.